Hello, it's me again, Lami Cooks. Let me welcome you back to my kitchen today. Guess what we're making? PINKASO. This flour dumpling is so good, especially when you pair it with your Hausa kooko. Let's head over to the kitchen so I can show you how I made it, and the list of ingredients and the exact measurements will be in the description box down below. You will need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, half a tablespoon of dry instant yeast, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, pepper to your taste. I'm using kpakoshito, but any pepper is fine. Some onions to your taste, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of water, and some spring onions for garnish. I will start by blending my onions and my kpakoshito. Remember to use the water that you measured from the 2 cups of water. Use it to blend your kpakoshito and your onions so you can get the exact measurements. Blend it and set aside. Now, to your mixing bowl, you sift your flour. I like to do this all the time when I'm working with flour because you never know what you may come across in the flour. It's always a good idea to sift your flour so that at least you are sure of working with a very clean flour. How many times have I said flour? Yeah, so I'll sift it quickly, and then I'll always like to add up all my dry ingredients. Now see what we found. Let's add our yeast. I like to use instant dry yeast because you don't need to prove it on the side. So if you can't find the instant dry yeast, you can prove it on the side. So I added my yeast, my baking powder, my salt, mixed it together, and then I added my blended pepper and onion. Start mixing, start adding your water until it's well mixed together. You want to develop that gluten in it, so you keep on mixing until you feel like the gluten is actually developed, and try to break all the lumps. You don't want to see any lumps in it. You want it to be well mixed together. So as you can see, the technique I'm using, I'm trying to break the lumps that I may come across by using my hands. Make sure you mix it really well. Once it's all mixed together, set it aside, cover it, keep it in a very warm place. I like to keep it in my oven, but you can use any other warm place you want. Keep it and let the yeast do the magic for you. I would like to cover it with a kitchen towel because I feel it keeps it warm. Whilst my PINKASO is rising, I chopped my spring onions for the garnish on the side. Now, let's go ahead and check if our PINKASO has risen. Whoa, it has risen beautifully. So at this stage, I would add my spring onions and lightly mix it together so it's all well combined. And whilst I'm doing this, my oil is on fire, heated already, because you don't want to waste too much time once your PINKASO has risen already. So the oil is on fire, heating up, and I'm going to mix this quickly. Just make sure it mixed all through so that the spring onions, you can find it in every bit of PINKASO you fry. Now let's head over to the stove and start frying because I can smell my oil already. It's hot. Now this is the technique you use. I'm going to do it slowly so you can see. So you take a bit, use your thumb to make a hole and drop it in the oil. You will need some water next to you so that if your hands are sticky, you can just dip your hands in the water and continue, because you don't need a sticky, as you can see, you don't need a sticky hands, otherwise you will not be able to release it in the oil. So you need that water on the side so that you just release it. So grab the bit, use your thumb to make a hole in the middle and drop it in the oil. Dip your hand in water if you feel your hands are too sticky or the pinkaso is sticking to your hand. Growing up, we used to love pinkaso during Ramadan because it was one of the easiest things to prepare as compared to kose, because we found kose very difficult, especially when it comes to cleaning the beans, getting all the peels off. It was the hardest job to do. So when it's day for pinkaso, we're excited because it's easy. You just mix it, leave it to do its own thing. Then you come back and you just fry. But when it's kose, you have to soak the beans for some hours. Peel it if you cannot take it to break it, you peel it and all that, and it was a lot of work. So this used to be our favorite because it was easy to make. My pinkaso is ready, so I'll remove them from the oil. I'm going to repeat the process of frying again so we all on the same page. So again, grab a pinkaso, make a hole with your thumb and drop it in the oil. That's it. Very easy and simple. This is what gives it the classic pinkaso look, the holes in the middle. I mean, you can go ahead and do it in rounds or like buffet, but this is what gives it that classic pinkaso. So you want to try and do it this way. Let it brown beautifully on one side, then flip it over on the other side for it to cook. When you see the sides brown enough, it's time to flip it over. It smells so good, like, my goodness, I can't wait to dig in. Your pinkaso is ready. Remove from oil and serve with your hot Hausa kooko, or you can still have it as a snack. Serve it on its own, or if you want, you can sprinkle a little bit of sugar as it's done. Usually we have it with sugar, but I sometimes want to have it like that. You can have it as a snack or with your kooko. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Thanks for watching. Until I see you next time with another yumilicious recipe. Bye.